And before I start, please know that this is just my opinion. This is just stuff that personally that we loved or that we just never really used. I'm not trying to say like don't buy this certain thing or you should definitely go out and buy this. It's just this is, you know, what we actually used, what we loved, and the stuff that we didn't really get around to using or just didn't like. First thing would be our Colecraft Cuddle and Care bassinet. It's the little cradle that we kept by our bed, and Trip slept in it until the day he turned 6 months old, and then we moved him to his crib. But I love that cradle, and we used it all the time. He napped in it, slept in it. It was just awesome. And it has a little area underneath where you can store diapers and wipes and whatever. And you know, it's got a little mobile with teddy bears, and it lights up. It's got lights, and it plays music. It does have this really weird lady singing. As one of the options, you can pick a lady singing, and she sounds kind of like something out of a horror movie. So I tend to not put it on that setting, but it has a classical music setting, and we usually would just keep it on the water. It's got nature, and you can do like a trickling, you know, river sound, so that's what we did. And I still would have used it if he hadn't have gotten just too big for it and needed to sleep in his big bed, his big boy bed, so, well, his crib. Next was the Munchkin soap dispensing bottle cleaners, or bottle brushes, and I love it. These hold soap in the handle, so as you're cleaning, the soap slowly pours out as you're cleaning the bottles, and that's awesome. But we also have the kind that doesn't have the soap. It's just the sponge brush thing that you scrub it with, and then the end you can take off, and there's a little tiny nipple cleaner inside of it, a little tiny spirally brush thing. So that's really cool. I always feel like I'm getting the bottles really clean when I clean with that, and I love them. And they have a bunch of pretty bright colors, so I like that too. Next on our love it list was our baby swing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I almost cried the day that Trip just could not fit in it anymore because his swing was just awesome and he loved it. We had the Fisher-Price open top cradle swing, the Precious Planet like line, and it was so awesome. It would play these songs that he loved and had like 5 settings on it, so you can make it go really slow or you can make it go really fast, but we never really put it past like the 3rd setting because we thought he was gonna like fly out of it. But he loved it, and it turns, so you can either have him swing front and back, or you can have him swing side to side. So that was nice, and it folds up. So when I was working part-time and taking him with me when he was little, I could just fold it up and put it in the trunk and bring it to work with me, and he would just like lay in it all day. He loved it. So love the swing. Next is the Boppy Newborn Lounger. For us, we loved it. And Trip loved it. It's just it's like a boppy pillow, but it has a middle, and it's just this big, it's almost like a, you know, just like a recliner for a baby. It's a big pillow, and it's got a dip in the middle, so they can't like roll off of it. I mean, I guess they could if they were big enough, but for a newborn can't roll over, so when he was new, you know, he loved sleeping in it. We would swaddle him up and put him in it, and he would just lay there and fall asleep, and he just felt real cozy in it. It is something you have to watch them, because you never know. I mean, I say newborns can't roll over, but Trip rolled over at 6 weeks and kept rolling over. So it is definitely something you have to, if you're going to lay them down in the newborn lounger, you need to be right there with them. But we loved it, and he never once rolled off of it or anything. Next is the Boon Spoon. We love the Boon Spoon. It is just a big feeding spoon, but you open up the you twist the spoon part off, and you actually pour baby food into the handle, and then you twist the spoon back on, and then you can feed them like that. And it's wonderful for traveling. We used it like if you're on the plane or something, you can just have the food in it, and you whip out the Boon Spoon, take the top off, and as you're feeding them, you just squeeze it a little bit, and the food just comes out of the spoon. Or you can put, you know, oatmeal or rice cereal or whatever. And that way you don't have to worry about like having a jar and opening it and getting a spoon and then cleaning the spoon and putting it back in your bag or whatever. So we loved the Boon Spoon. Also, both of our bath seats we loved. When he was newborn, we used the Fisher-Price jungle theme little bath seat, and it was awesome. We loved it. It comes with all these toys too, for as he gets older he could play with the toys, but it has this little seat inside it for when they're newborn, a little tiny, and it's like a mesh chair thing so that they can lay in because they're so little, you know, and it just worked perfectly. It has a little headrest, and then when he got too big for that, if you just remove it, it comes out real easy, and then there's a chair, a little padded chair so that he can't slide out or anything, and he just sits right up in it, and we loved it. And now that he is bigger, we use the Safety First tub side bath chair. It's wonderful. It's got suction cups on the bottom, but the whole chair clicks onto the side of the tub. You just push it down onto the side of the tub, so that way if the suction cups were to come undone, it won't fall forward and baby won't, you know, drown. Not that you ever leave your baby in the bathtub unattended anyway, but it's just a lot safer. And it also has these blue padding things for your elbows, so when you're bending over and you're washing them and stuff, you have padding for your elbows so it doesn't hurt them. And it's awesome. And the whole thing turns, so you can, like, it turns like this, so you can turn the seat and face him whatever way while you're cleaning him. And it's really safe, and it's going to last a long time. The next thing that we love is our walker. Oh my goodness. I know a lot of people, it's kind of controversial, like some people think like it impairs their, you know, abilities to walk on their own, and then other people think that it helps them walk on their own. Personally, I don't really know, but I don't care. It's not hurting anything. He absolutely loves that thing. He runs up and down the halls in it all day long. It's the Safety First Sound and Lights activity walker that we got at Walmart. And it's wonderful. I know that in Canada they're illegal. They used to be illegal in the US, but because people thought that they made your baby bow-legged, but scientists and doctors both proved that wrong. It doesn't make your baby bow-legged. It doesn't harm them at all. It doesn't do anything weird to them. So that's why they're not illegal anymore, because there's proof that it doesn't mess with your baby at all. Next thing we love is it's a feeding seat, and it's newborn to toddler reclining feeding seat, and it's wonderful. You can, when Trip was little, we could put him in it and lay it back, and he could just hang out. So while we're eating dinner, he could be at the table with us, you know. And then as he got older, we could move the chair back up, you know, and unrecline it so that he could sit up straight. And it's got a tray with like a mat with numbers and the alphabet on it that you can look at. And the cover to it, the little padding thing, is reversible. And so you can use the pretty green side or the pretty striped side. And we could have actually used that till Trip was probably 2, but his Nana actually ended up getting him a high chair a few weeks ago. And we love the high chair too. It's from the Westlake collection. It's Eddie Bauer wood high chair from the Westlake collection. And we mainly love it because of the way it looks. It's a pretty tall wood, and it matches our chairs that go with our kitchen table. So that's the main reason we got it. And this is, I don't know, it's kind of on the side of we love it and we don't love it so much, because it looks really nice in your house. And the tray comes off really easily and stuff. The only downside to it is the padding that comes on it is really thin, and I feel like Trip bonks his head on the back of the chair like this a lot, and there's just not enough padding for it, and I feel like maybe it hurts his head. So if it had a thicker padding, it'd be a lot better. But that's really the only thing that I don't love about it. Okay, moving on to some of the things that were a waste of money for us. The first thing would be our Bumbo chair. And I'm not saying Bumbo chairs are awful, don't get one. I'm just saying for us, it was a waste of money because, I don't know, Trip was probably 5 months old when we got one for him. And by that time, his legs were so chunky. He had so many rolls that he would get stuck in it. We would put him in it, and then when you try to pull him out, the chair would get stuck to him. We would have to pop it off. And then he learned how to sit up on his own not too long after we got it. So we really just never used it. We used it a couple times just to see if he would like it, but once you put him in it, I don't know, he would get stuck. Also, our changing table. We've used our changing table probably twice, and Trip's almost 10 months old. We just have his changing tables upstairs in his room, and we never go up there unless he's going to sleep. So when we change him throughout the day, we just use our blue little changing pad in our room or in the living room We just change them on that. So yeah, we got the Da Vinci Parker 2-door, like Honeywood or something one, and we do use the dresser part. Like it's got 2 doors underneath it. You open it up and it's got shelves, and you can keep clothes and blankets and toys and stuff there. We do use that, but we never actually use the changing table part. So we probably could have just bought a dresser instead, because we just don't ever use the changing table part. Next thing was the Infantino baby carrier. I don't know, any baby carrier would have been a waste of money for us, because we just like held him all the time. So I know they have all the Moby wraps and all those different wraps and stuff, but we never bought one, so those probably would have worked better. But the Infantino baby carrier, any other type of baby carrier, just kills. It hurts my shoulders and it hurt my back. And y'all know how big Trip is. He was 20 pounds at 4 months. So yeah, it always just kind of dug into my shoulders, and it kind of dug into Trip. It was like weird fitting. I don't know, but it was definitely a waste of money. We never used it. Another thing we didn't ever really use was the Boppy pillow. Not the Boppy lounger that we did use all the time, but the actual Boppy pillow. Even when I was breastfeeding, I didn't really use it. I held him, or I did like the football hold. That was what he preferred. But the Boppy pillow, I tried using it and it just didn't help at all. It kind of just got in the way. So for me, personally, it was a lot easier to just hold him and breastfeed him rather than trying to use the pillow. But I do know that it helps a lot of people. But for us, we never ever used it. Another big waste of money, a wipe warmer. I don't know. I thought it would be really cool, and it is a very cool idea, but when he was a newborn and I would try to change his diaper in the middle of the night, I would, open the wipe warmer and pull out a wipe, and like by the time I could get it to his butt to wipe him, it would be cold already. Like it warms it, but the second you take it out and the air hits it, it's like instantly cold again. So it was definitely a waste of money. Not that it's like super expensive or anything, but yeah, that was a waste of money. And it also, since it was hot, since it warmed it, it was hot inside of it, it would dry out the wipes. And same with the bottle warmer. Obviously when I was breastfeeding, I didn't need a bottle warmer, but when we switched to formula, we just gave it to him like room temperature, because we thought, hey, if he'll take it room temperature, then we won't have to worry about using a bottle warmer. And so he did. He took his formula room temperature, and so we never had to actually warm a bottle. But I did try it a couple times, and it's a cool thing. It works well, but it was just for us a waste of money, because he actually preferred room temperature milk instead of warm milk. So we never used it. And then the last thing that was a waste of money was the newborn nail clippers, the little tiny ones. I can't ever use it. I'm always so scared, especially when he was a newborn. Always so scared I was going to cut the skin off of his finger or make him bleed or something. So I always just bite his nails, and I've been biting his nails since he was born. And I still bite them, and I just can't bring myself to actually use the nail clipper cutter thing, because I'm scared I'm gonna hurt him. But if I bite him, I can just bite like a little bit off, and like then bite a little bit more off, and then it's just, I don't know. It's a lot easier, and I've never ever hurt him biting his nails before. So yeah, that's about it. Sorry it was so long, but there's a lot of stuff that I had to get through. If you have any questions, definitely leave it as a comment. I will try to reply. If you have any questions about brands or stuff or maybe stuff I left out because I couldn't fit everything into this video, just ask me and I'll try to answer it. And I'll just talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.